and then I was hooked in with a promoter. This would have been a big event for us because I got half the corn sales and revenues off the corn sales for the event. And I had almost a half a tractor load of corn to sell.
Really?
And this guy had the cookers, had the teams all set up to do that. And a storm had come in from hell. I mean, lightning was hitting the property. I'm like, it's time to go home. I mean, when it's hitting the telephone poles on site, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So we had a product cooked up and we're at the ready for the next day, and doggone, it was a dog-ass morning. It was coming up on our time to get to the event. We knew we could sleep in a little bit. Typically, we're on site at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, feeding the big pits, getting them ready, getting everything going.
Yeah.
Show up, and they got the thing sealed off. Sealed off. The boy next to me had a special little propane deal he had fixed up on his own. Had the pilot light had turned off, and it didn't. His box didn't kick off. You know how they're set to trip off. Yeah, the regulator shuts off. That thing kept running gas all night long.
Holy crap! In an enclosed area.
6:30 in the morning, that thing cut loose, and you couldn't tell that thing wasn't something that the garbage man came and just dropped on the floor.
Oh man.
Blue knives 250 feet out in the parking lot. I mean, think about that, coming to work in the morning at the mall.
Yeah.
And when I finally got into my booth, there was a 2x4 sticking out of the back of that pit. I got a pit the size of that truck, about yay tall, to hold about 300 slabs of ribs.
Good God.
And it's got two big doors on it to swing open. It had blown, the concussion had blown the doors off, or opened them.
Yeah.
Now the unit I had was built like a freaking truck. This is something you could drop off a 2-story building, it's still cooked.
Yeah.
These other guys, 3 and 4 booths away, had these Southern Prides. Now, Southern Prides are beautiful things to work. I mean, they're smokers. They got all the bells and whistles, timers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It blew the doors off and into them. I mean, it shut the event down. It blew it down. And the guy looks at me, the promoter looks at me, he says, well, you want to get up and run? I'm going like, I got glass and everything I own.
Oh, man.
I said, what are you thinking? I said, I'm done. I said, yeah, I'll just talk to the insurance guy. Send me a check. That's all I care about at this point.
Yeah.
But man, it was ugly.
Mm.
I mean, it was ugly. He blew a chunk of metal, I guess, from here to, well beyond the asparagus bed, into the radiator of somebody's mobile home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, this is
work.
Man, that was a boomer.
Where did the propane build up? Like, what was it building up into? A room or
it was
a unit?
in an enclosed trailer, like a Coca-Cola trailer, right? And they had it shut down, and I guess the pilot light went out, and he had boogered with his thing to where it continued to burn.
Yeah.
They're supposed to shut off. Man, and it picked up the guy did tell me, he said, my cooker saved his life because it had picked him up. He would just walk behind the booth.
Yeah.
And was behind our grill when that blast occurred. It still picked him up and threw him and injured him. I mean, he was laid up, hurt him bad enough he could hardly walk for a long time.
He would have been a corpse otherwise, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have seen some funny stuff.
Seems like you attract a bunch of stuff. Seems like you gravitate towards it.
You're fooling with volatile things in nature.